think a lot of what it comes down to is you can't change it, right?
Exactly.
Once the bone is broken, once the infection's there, you can't really change it. So you're either going to be broken boned and miserable or broken boned and happy.
Welcome to Fry Your Chickens, the podcast about facing fears, negativities, and self-doubts that can hold us back. Or as I like to call them, chickens. Get ready because it's time to tell those chickens that are holding you back to shut the cluck up and to learn how real people did exactly that. I'm your host, Phil Barth. Let's get ready to fry. Welcome to Fry Your Chickens. Tonight I sat down with my friends Tom and Jenn Bedell. Tom is the afternoon drive host on Q104 in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Jenn is a fellow speaker on the business analysis and project management circuit. Both are extremely positive people with fantastic senses of humor. And our conversation was enlightening and at the same time silly. We fried a lot of stressed chickens in this one. I hope you enjoy. I got to tell you, Tom, Jenn, I have been looking forward to this one. One of the things we talk about is managing stress, and nothing manages stress quite like laughter. And you two and I have had a lot of laughs, most of them in the country of Belgium. We're enjoying our Belgian beers tonight. I have a Castile Rouge. You have Belgian glasses, but it's actually Bedelica homebrew.
Bedelica, yes. Once again, our platinum sponsor for this evening's event. We have to get the logo up on here, and
yes.
1 second. Yeah, and it's the plant is just next door in our downstairs bathroom too. So I think this is we'll hold that right up there.
Got it. Perfect.
Now the lawsuit. I'm going to be hearing from James Hetfield's lawyers here soon. I think so. This may be the last. This may be the last go around for Bedelica Brewing. You know.
Made in a Nova Scotia bathroom. It does not get any better.
Oh no.
All right, so Tom, first off, I got to ask because I saw that you had a streak going in Wordle. Is your Wordle streak back, or how are we doing?
It is back. I had a bad couple of weeks. There were some really, really awful words there for a few days. But yeah, the streak is back. You can't give the number though, can you? Like I think that's one of the laws, isn't it? You can't discuss like how long your streak is. I'd always heard that.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm not going to tempt fate though. I'm not going to.
No.
There were a couple of good ones. There were, this week there were a couple of really tough ones. But I think I'm back on track.
So it's like when a pitcher's throwing a no-hitter or a perfect game. You're not allowed to talk about it.
Gotcha.
That's right. In fact, now that you mention that, I was at David Cohn's perfect game at Yankee Stadium in 1999. And we were going to a Bruce Springsteen concert. We were at Yankee Stadium, the old Yankee Stadium, and a bunch of Canadian guys. So we're all Expos fans, and we're we wanted to make sure we got out of there so we had enough time to get back across the river to go see Springsteen. But the fifth or sixth inning, I'm keeping score like the baseball nerd I am, and he's mowing everybody down. And my friend, who's the uber Springsteen fan, and he's, I hope they get a hit here. Just shut up, bro. You can't do, And sure, but yeah, you're not allowed to speak about the no-hitter or perfect game or anything like that. So we would have gotten killed anyway. I think if he was too loud about it. So, but yeah, that's one of the things. So you don't talk about a streak.
That's impressive. You were at a perfect game.
Yeah. So now, I mean, if I had been at that game with you, though, the Springsteen concert would have been canceled.
Yeah, true.
So,
yes, because Jenn, you have quite the reputation. If Bruce Springsteen is watching this, he might need to get life, but he also needs to be aware of what he has done to poor Jenn Bedell's life.
And Tom.
And Tom.
Yeah.
Both of us.
He's kind of I'm kind of an afterthought, but yeah, sure.
But I mean, this is where the great segue. This was not planned, by the way. This just sort of took its own little life, but it's a great example of how, like, no matter how dire a situation might appear to be, there's always something fun you can make from it. So you want to tell the story about the New York concert?
Two New York stories right off the bat here. Yeah,
Yeah.
we flew to New York City a few years ago to see Bruce Springsteen with two more couples. We flew from Atlanta, Canada to Madison Square Garden, and we all got tickets. Like, we just miraculously, we all got tickets. We all got flights and hotels, everything. Beautiful. The concert's on Sunday night. We're going to fly back Monday morning, get on with our lives. About halfway through the week, we started noticing there's some weather coming our way. And, so maybe we should move the flight up a day. Go on Friday instead.
Yeah. This is January.
This is January.
Yeah.
A great time to be flying anywhere. Yeah, especially in the Northeast. And, so the flights line up, the hotels line up. We all land, and we're pulling into Newark. And we noticed there were no planes landing after us. We were the last plane to actually make it in on that night because of the snowstorm. Oh, how bad could it be? We're Canadians. This isn't going to be bad. Nothing. We go out to have dinner, and hey, we'll meet you back here in the morning. We'll go have breakfast. A few snowflakes coming down, and we're just up from Times Square. Wake up the next morning, and it is the North Pole. Like, it's the worst, the most snow they got in New York City since 1876, I think. Most, everything is shut down. And, people are doing snow angels in Times Square, like on 42nd Street.
In the middle of the road.
With the lights still on, and the snow is still coming down, and no cars on the road. In Times Square, all the lights are, it was amazing. We got Saturday Night Live tickets. And we were standing in line, and Saturday Night Live, this is going to be the greatest weekend ever. We'd come to see Springsteen. We're going to see Saturday Night Live. And I'm just kind of waiting, and like, oh no, they canceled the Springsteen concert. So the whole reason for us going, there was a Jenn Bedell alert sent out by the National Weather Service that we missed, and that was the end of the concert. So,
when was
then
this?
Prague a few years later, and either way.
When was the first one?
2016, January 2016, and then a couple years ago in Prague. So I mean, if you're going to have a night off anywhere, Prague's a pretty good place to, you kill some time, kill some time.
Definitely not.
And some brain cells.
We killed time in Prague. Yeah.
All right, so Tom, you're obviously a big music fan, music guy. You have been on the radio for a very long time. Interviewed a lot of famous rock stars. I recently saw your tribute to Ozzy Osbourne and a picture of Tom and Ozzy having an interview, or ahead of the interview, I think it was. Who has been your favorite interview, or your favorite interview moment, or just one that really stands out? And if it was a nightmare, that'd be fine too.
Yeah, I'm not big on the nightmare stories. It's always been my experience that, especially working at a classic rock station, you're talking with people who've been doing it for a while. So if you talk to guys like Aerosmith, they're always great. Alice Cooper is one of the better ones, who just has a story for everything. And so he's a real favorite. So is Stephen Van Zandt, little Stephen Van Zandt.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a time when he was, Springsteen's guitar player, Silvio on The Sopranos, and had his own show that we used to run on my station, Q104. So he had like a million different things you could talk to him about. And he was but Alice Cooper, I think, if I was just going to narrow it right down, it would be him. And he was just terrific. Million stories.
All right, so. Who was your first interview, and did you have to fry some chickens to get the nerve up to do it? Your first
My first interview, one of my first interviews. I mean, it may have been the second or third one that I did, and this would have been in 1988 when I was working in St. John, New Brunswick, my hometown. And Donny Osmond had a new single out. Remember "Soldier of Love"? That was his big comeback single in 1988. I don't either, but he was great. He was Donny Osmond, and he's he's got that voice, and you're talking to Donny, it was over the phone. But yeah, he was terrific, and most of them realize that they're there to do a job. They're doing their I haven't asked too many stupid questions. I'm sure I have along the way, but I've just kind of glossed those over.
So you don't get really nervous at this point. It's just like, hey, this is another cool thing I get to do.
Yeah, that's because you're just having a conversation with somebody. I'm not Dan Rather. I'm not Mike Wallace. I mean, we're not gonna. There's no 60 minutes clock ticking in the background
Oh,
here.
really? Well, can you explain this then?
No, it was it's you're just having a conversation, and a lot of times when you talk with somebody and afterwards they just say, I really enjoyed that. You could ask the questions, but you have to listen really well too, and just what's going to go into the next question. And it's just a conversation. And so that's the way I've always looked at it. And even for being on the air, like it's just a conversation. You're just talking to one person. I've worked at some stations where you have, in fact, I think, been talking to fewer, maybe one, maybe three people tops, depending what time of day it was. So
You're leaving the house going, honey, please listen. I hate
please,
talking to myself.
double the audience. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's really cool. And one of the things I really like about you is you're doing what you love. And you have been, and we mentioned this over beers in one of the places we've had beers.
Yeah, there have been a few. I like that. Yeah, yeah. It's a common denominator here, I think, which is, but yeah, I mean, there's no plan B. There's never been a plan B. There's never been, I started at CFBC. You were one of the first people to actually, maybe the first person to actually hear me on the radio in 1980, the summer of 1987. Just briefly, like this is a pretty cool story where I was just out of broadcasting school, and they'd let you go on the air between 3 and 4 a.m. There was a overnight announcer who just, okay, you got the kid coming in here, let him just see if he can do the board and everything. And after a week or so, they let you go on the air and actually talk. And the announcer, you were friends with Stuart, the announcer, and he's listening. He's in another studio. Okay, I gotta hold on. I gotta listen for a second. I gotta see if this guy knows what he's doing. And I said something in the radio and said, "Wow, he's good." And you were talking to him on the air, so you actually listened to him too. So there were two people that were actually listening to me the first time I actually cracked the microphone and went on the air. And I think you were
I was smitten from that moment on.
Well, sure. I mean, but it was another couple of months before we met, I think. And you thought that I had brown hair. You thought that you had a totally different,
completely different.
Yeah,
you were like a short little guy with brown hair, and you're not short, and you didn't have brown hair, and you still don't have brown hair.
I don't know, that's for sure.
Yeah. To be fair, you have kind of a brown hair voice.
That's it. I know. I mean, that's the first thing that the focus groups say. We do really well in the brown hair demographic. But there's never been a plan B. It's always my voice changed before anybody else's. It hasn't changed one bit since grade 6. But I thought, I could actually, and I like reading out loud, and that's kind of what I stuck with. So yeah,
that's really cool. Now we're going to turn it a little bit and talk about when life throws you a curveball and a chicken. And the chickens may start squawking. And I'm talking about you had a cancer diagnosis that you were very open and sharing on Facebook, which I admired that. Just tell me the story about that, which coincided with a birthday and a Wordle streak being lost. But tell me about that whole story.
Yeah. Woke up on my birthday, October 15th. And I had an appointment with a urologist, and well, the first thing I do, just so I don't forget, is do Wordle. And I think it was like 100 and some, like it was my longest streak. Boop, lost it. I forget what the word was, but I should remember what the word was for that. No. So I thought this probably isn't going to go well. Like this, I'd have a great feeling about this on my birthday. But made it in, and sure enough, got prostate cancer. There was a little tumor on the. I don't even know. I think the prostate's only about this big, so I can't. It's just infinitesimal, the size of the tumor. But and they gave me 3 options. I said you could have surgery, which is it's gone. You could have radiation, which there may be a little left, or you could do nothing, or you could actually just have this. It doesn't spread anywhere usually, and I thought, well, I can't have that hanging over me, so we'll just do the surgery and get it over with. And Yeah, I was over in the hospital overnight. It was, surgery. It was pretty quick. It was pretty good that way. But about a week and a half later, got an infection, had to go back in, and that was awful. On the upside, I made it. I did the entire month of February without going outside. And I kind of thought, this is pretty. I don't want to do this every year, but at the same time, it was a pretty sweet time to to not have to shovel anything or to now that's my side of the story. I think everything seemed fine until I got that infection, and then it was that was kind of scary
That was
yeah.
pretty scary.
Ugh.
Although, I mean, the timing though was a little suspicious because we did have that ice storm that night.
Hmm.
And I think he just didn't want to have to deal with like the 3 inches of ice in the driveway. We do have a video from our neighbor across the street who videoed all the other neighbors in our driveway chopping up the ice, knowing that, we had left the house at midnight the night before. And
It was all an elaborate
yeah,
ploy to get out of shoveling,
it
basically.
really,
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
recommend it necessarily, but yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was something. It's over. It's over. I mean, like the last time we saw each other was in Europe, and that was a huge motivating factor for me to do the Kegels, and get the everything back in order. And
And yes, men do Kegels too. I did not know this. I thought it was just they teach you that in prenatal class for the women. Didn't know men had to do them too. Now we know.
yeah,
Men, do your Kegels.
I'm doing one right now.
hey, so am I. So am I. So yeah. But
This
it's
is
been for
this is
somebody
the
who
first
enjoys
podcast.
beer,
Go on ahead. I'm sorry. I was gonna say this is the first episode where we've talked about men doing Kegels. Probably in most podcasts, for that matter.
no, it's flop the seal.
All right. Now, while this is going on, Jenn, I think it was at the same time there was some things going on with the rest of the Bedell household that also involved medical problems and challenges.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, I started it. I like honestly, I want to say because I'm a go-getter, right? Like so I like to start really important things. So it was let's come back to the concert. Let's come back to music again because this was last summer. Actually, we are recording this on August 19th. So keep that date in mind. August 17th of 2024, there was what was the concert we were going to see?
Matt Mays.
Matt Mays, local guy here in Nova Scotia. We had come back from vacation. Tom's going to deal with the doorbell, the barking one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so we had just come back from vacation. Tom's checking his watch, saying, "Hey, we've got a couple hours now before we have to leave for Matt Mays. So let's just unload the car. We'll shower." And we made great time. This is great. So then I took the first load almost into the house, and it didn't quite make it down the first step. Just fell and broke my ankle. So that was fun. It took me probably an hour to convince Tom to go to the concert anyway, because what's the point in two of us sitting in the ER for
12 hours it ended up being.
something like
Yeah,
that? It was
ridiculous.
I
Yeah.
think the time every time I tell the story, it's longer,
Yeah.
actually.
The story or the way? Yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
Both. So I go through. It was exactly a year ago today that I had my surgery, and come home, go through all the healing. I've got metal in my leg now. I haven't set off any metal detectors as yet, but got my cast off beginning of October, end of September, beginning of October. 2 weeks later, our youngest daughter goes to a dance down the street for her friend's wedding, slips on the dance floor, breaks 4 bones in her foot. So we dig out all the equipment, all the mobility equipment that I had been using. She does all of this. She's all good to go. She goes through, has her surgery, recovers, and I think maybe a month after she was fully recovered. Tom goes in. So here's the thing. You can look at this and say, holy crap, what a bad year, right? Bone break, other bone break, cancer, infection. The list goes on. I'm not going on to the rest of the list, but there's other extended family who have had medical issues as well. None of these things happen simultaneously. So that's the way I look at it. Like, yeah, it sucks, but first of all, I got to be the center of attention for a while. Then Kate did. Then Tom did, right?
Our dog Oscar, we got him a helmet just in case. Yeah, a little hockey helmet fits him great. So yeah, he's made out okay.
Well, and the reason I brought that up is because I know, Jen, we talked before, during, and after, and you never lost your optimism, your sense of humor. I don't think either of you did. And the fact is, life is going to throw curveballs at you. You know, it turns out that being born ultimately is 100% fatal. It's just how long it's going to happen. Right? And so there are going to be these things, and the way you handled it was inspiring. And so that's why I bring it up. Is I was touched by the fact that you didn't lose your sense of humor, that you fought through it. And I think the optimism helped, honestly. It helped you get through it. So this is why I wanted to have the story, and not why I wanted you to have on. I mean, we got beer, we got Belgian memories to discuss. So,
we could break more bones if we have enough beer.
So yeah, absolutely. And I really salute you, because I've had stuff thrown at me too, but I don't know that it was ever this and this and this and this. Although if I look back, there probably were. And the lesson here is, it's going to happen. It's how you react, and the reaction you guys exhibited was incredible.
Well, we've always been a really good team, like Jennifer and I, and our kids too. We've always been a really good team. We've all had challenges, but it's all ended up okay. I think anytime I was starting to feel down about anything, you would generally make me feel worse. Like but I thought, that's really cool. I don't necessarily want an "oh, honey" kind of thing. Stop being an asshole. Stop. Like
Suck it up.
Or make a joke. And I knew where it was coming from. I knew it was coming from a place of love, but it was just a smart ass kind of thing that, that's probably what I would do. And I feel better hearing it that way. So it's just, we've always been pretty fortunate that that's the kind of ball busting kind of thing that we would do.
Yeah. I think a lot of what it comes down to is you can't change it. Right? Exactly. Once the bone is broken, once the infection's there, you can't really change it. So you're either going to be broken boned and miserable, or broken boned and happy. Either way. Yeah. Right? So you have a choice.
Yeah.
I just choose to be annoyingly optimistic.
No, it's cool. Yeah, that's because it could be the other way, couldn't it? I mean, you could.
Oh, it could.
Yeah.
But, last night. I mean, I have my moments. I'm not saying I'm optimistic all the time. I'm optimistic about things that I have no control over. Those are the things. I'm the opposite of most people. Things I can't control don't tend to bother me. It's the things I maybe could have controlled. Those are the things that bother me.
That's kind of strange that you mentioned that too. We've talked about this before, where if I have something I have to do, if I have to MC something, if I have to get up in front of people or sing somewhere or something, I don't get nervous about that. I will get nervous about what I'm going to wear, where I'm going to park, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because once I actually get on stage, we'll be fine. And it's never a problem. But that's what I got to worry about. It's weird.
Yeah. No, I think I'm the same. Like if I'm traveling, which we tend to do on occasion.
Yeah.
If I'm traveling alone, I will get a little nervous, believe it or not. Am I going to get to the airport on time? Do I have everything I need? Double check, triple check. Is the passport here this time? Because ever since that time I forgot the passport, I double check every time now. But when I get there, if my flight's delayed, you can hear as soon as the announcement starts to come on, you can hear everybody just sighing and groaning. And I'm like, these are things I can't control, so I don't tend to bother me.
If you fly enough, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you will have travel delays and difficulties. And I did bemoan the fact that for one, I'm looking at my calendar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it was 5 trips in a row. I had at least a 3-hour delay on the way over.
Yeah. Yes.
By the way, the streak got broken with our most recent vacation. Everything was on time. But you know what? What was the 3-hour delay on the one? Well, Beth and Tom and I had to go to a restaurant and have dinner in Cincinnati and Tom and I had a couple beers. Tom, my son, Tom, not Tom Bedell.
I know Cincinnati.
Yeah. Don't you remember?
Yeah, it was for WKRP, remember?
Yeah.
When you worked at
Exactly.
WKRP.
And you know, it winds up that we make it over to the Netherlands and then Belgium, and we get to have beers together, and it's all good. And you know that's going to happen in the end. So why complain? One of them was, well, there's a part that we need to replace. Who's going to complain about them taking out a defective part on the airplane? Damn, I want to go now because I want to go up and then go right back down. Come on. All right. Now let's lighten up a little bit. I warned you that I was going to ask this. What's your favorite go-to can't miss joke?
Oh, wow.
If you have one.
I thought of one. I did. All right. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupting cow.
Ew. I'm sorry.
Or the interrupting rubber chicken.
That's yeah.
I mean, use that.
Yeah.
All right. We're not going to do all of these, but we do have something. We have something that I came up with that I'm going to warn you right now. I have ChatGPT open.
Uh-oh.
And I have told it, please give me 5 questions, silly rapid fire questions, and you each have an option. You can answer, pass it to the other, or pass it to me. Now you got to answer some of them. You can't pass them all to me. And the thing of it is, I don't know what the questions are going to be yet because I'm going to hit enter right now, and then we're going to learn it together. Fair enough?
Okay. Oh, this is fun. Okay.
In the test one, this was one of the test ones it gave that I kind of like the question. So I'll give you another option. You can go to this question if you don't like any of the others. Would you rather fight 1 horse-sized chicken or 100 chicken-sized horses? That's you. I'm going to pull out. You can say I can pull out the chicken horse question, please. Here we go. Ready, set, and go. Oh, okay. Well, the first one popped up. It did keep our favorite one. So, Jen, you can answer this. Pass it to Tom. Pass it to me. Would you rather fight 1 horse-sized chicken or 100 chicken-sized horses?
I'm going to pass that one to Tom.
I'm going to go 1 horse-sized chicken because you may be able to talk yourself out of it. If it's 100 of them, there's no way you can do it. You know.
Yeah. I think that makes a lot of sense. I mean,
I think there's only one answer. I think that's I'm sticking by that.
Oh yeah,
and
I mean,
horse-sized chicken be like some of these, like the red rooster of regret kind of thing?
Yeah.
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 Oh, see,
only bigger.
I couldn't fight him.
Only bigger.
No, but 100 chicken-sized horses. I mean, I get Jurassic Park in my head, right, with all those little raptors that took out Newman from Seinfeld or whatever they were.
Yeah, Wayne Knight. Yeah,
Wayne Knight, yeah. All right.
That's a question for the ages. Honestly, that's.
I think from now on, all future guests will hear that question. I just got a couple of I don't want to be on your show anymore. How about that? All right. What is your go-to karaoke song, even if you can't sing it? I think Tom's up for this one.
Oh no, you go.
Oh no, this is mine. This is mine.
Well, that's right. It's Jen.
Yeah, it's Summer of '69. That's my go-to karaoke song, and I can't sing it. So
yeah, it doesn't matter.
I tried
karaoke. Yeah.
See, again, I treat karaoke the way I treat like life. Even if you can't do it well, you might as well have fun.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
So Yeah.
Absolutely. Very good.
Now, as a Canadian, we have to say that too, because our passports are revoked if we don't say Brian Adams.
Well, yeah. Yeah,
So,
that makes a lot of sense.
understandable. Yeah.
Yep. Very good. Well, and it's either that or Anne Murray. So, yeah, Brian Adams. Well played. All right. I think this is Tom. If you had to replace your alarm clock sound with any noise, what would it be?
I think you can hear it now. I think you can hear Oscar Bedell right now. And that is, we should mention Oscar Bedell, our Cocker Spaniel. He's our American Spaniel. He's being pretty good tonight. Garbage day is tomorrow. So tonight is garbage eve. Everybody's putting all their garbage out. And he's usually just letting us know that he can see the neighbors or he hears a car like 3 blocks away. So we have to know this thing. Do we have any cats breaking into the house? No, we don't, because
That's true.
Oscar Bedell.
He's on the job.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He's doing his, somebody's got to do it. But I think that's my alarm clock a lot of days, a lot of nights too, about Oscar wishing us a happy 3:14 a.m. It's kind of nice.
High hour.
Hi, that's right.
Nice. All right. I guess this is back to Jen. What's the most ridiculous thing you've ever eaten for breakfast?
Because we live in Halifax,
Oh,
I have to say it's like leftover donair. Now, what is a donair? How do you describe a donair to somebody who doesn't know what a donair is?
Kind of like a gyro. It's kind of like the Halifax version. If you've never been to Halifax, you have to get to Halifax.
I have to.
Yeah, we went to a concert the other night, and we were in downtown Dartmouth, which is like the sister city of Halifax. And we coming home around midnight, and our friends were driving. We have to stop at Robert's Donair to get a classic donair place in Halifax. We'll get a small, and the small is the size of a loaf of bread. It is kind of like a gyro, where you've got the pita, and the small has about a pound of spiced kind of lamb beef mixture.
Nobody really knows what's in donair.
It doesn't matter. It's just beautiful. There's garlic in there. There's it's just tremendous. And raw, like sliced or chopped onions, diced tomato, and this beautiful sweet milky kind of sauce on top of it, wrapped up in tin. It has to be in foil too, as God intended.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's some in the fridge still.
Oh yeah, this has got and this has got an atomic half-life. This stuff will last for, and there's too much to eat in one setting, so you have to. You can have some the next day. And I love it. I got up. Oh my God, smells some donair. Take the fork in, a little bit of beef, a little onion, and but yes, there's not one Haligonian, not one Nova Scotian who has not had that for breakfast the next day.
So you're saying you had that for breakfast like yesterday?
No, Sunday. I'm not an animal here, all right? I mean, but it's still there. If it's still, it's still there. But so that would be that's the typical Nova Scotian answer, I think, to that question.
I like that. Had you thrown that back to me, I would have said haggis.
Yep, I haven't had I've never had haggis. Never done haggis.
Well, it's one of those things that I would advise you never to have. But that's.
Well, maybe you should take the last question. Is how many questions are left? Because this is fine. I could do this all night. Yeah.
Well, here's the last question. Now, see, I saw it early, so I'm not getting hit with it right out. So if you want me to just take a random question, I will say one more, and whatever comes up, I will have to answer. Or I can tell you, if a movie were made about your life, which actor would you absolutely not want playing you? But see, I've had some time to think about it, and I think Steve Buscemi would. I don't want him playing me. I like Steve Buscemi.
I don't want him playing me either.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
All right, so you want me one more, and I have to do it. Ready? Begin.
Ready. All right.
If you could swap lives with a cartoon character for a day, who would it be and why? Bugs Bunny, because he's cool. the temptation would be to be a chicken, but the only chicken I can think of is Foghorn Leghorn, and you know,
Boy.
no, I say boy, and him and the dog, and you know, he's mean to dogs, and I'm not mean to dogs,
No,
so
exactly.
I think I'm going to go with Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, it's hard to. Woody Woodpecker. I never liked Woody Woodpecker. He was just a troublemaker. Never liked Woody Woodpecker. But Bugs Bunny, yeah, you covered all the bases there.
Yeah. I can't come up with a better one than Bugs. Oh, no. I know another one that would be good. Wacko from the Animaniacs.
Oh, geez.
The one that burped the alphabet.
Oh, no, that's a skill. That'll get you into all the good schools right there.
Exactly. Or the Brain, although sometimes I wind up being Pinky, but that's another.
Ren and Stimpy, I always thought. I mean, you eat it.
What is it, man? Yeah, not Cartman, not a true story.
No.
Not long after South Park came out. I'm sorry, not long after we had our first son, Kenny. South Park came out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh,
my wife was like, no.
That's a safe name. That's a safe name. Yeah,
we cannot watch that show.
Oh boy.
So I had to bring Oscar on the screen. He does make an appearance at all of these webcasts that I do.
love it.
Cameo appearance.
Yeah.
I love it. And yeah, dogs are awesome.
You hear that?
Tom, where can people find you? Obviously, we know your radio station, but where can we find you online?
Yeah, Tom Bedell, Bedell, Q104 FM. I'm just cross-promoting, Oscar. I'm cross-promoting here. Did
he growl about that?
He's not media savvy at all. These kids today. Q104 FM. Don't go to the Q104.3 in New York. I think there's one in St. Louis. There's one in Kansas City, I think. But Q104. Yeah, the one in New York, 104.3. Same frequency. They play rock too. We get angry emails and angry Facebook messages from people listening to the wrong, people
the other
in New York, angry New Yorkers. I can't believe I didn't win the Ozzy Osbourne tickets for the Beacon Theater. This is Halifax, Nova Scotia. So but it's still kind of amusing having to respond to those. You would love it. I know you would love responding to the emails. But yeah, Q104 FM in Halifax, Q104.ca. There's a good cartoon picture of me up there. So
I saw that.
Yeah, that's good. I love radio, So. But yeah, just on the old book face. I think that's pretty Bedelica on Instagram. I got them all, Oscar. I got them all.
I got to check out Bedelica. That was one I did not know about. I have seen
that's my Instagram. That's my Instagram. I don't hit the gram as much as I should. Is that what the kids say?
Insta.
Hit the Insta. Okay.
Yeah.
They're on to something else now. I don't know what the latest platform is, but
Squeegee or
yeah,
Snoopy or something. Yeah, I just make up names and just throw them out there. Oh, have you seen it?
And they hear on the radio, they're like, "Oh, we got to get on that platform."
Yeah.
I saw something today. It was like a list of 5 names, like with new ways of shortening them. Jennifer was at the top of the list. Now a shortened version of Jennifer is Niffer, but the shortened version of Theodore, Odor, Odor, O-D-O-R.
Like Odor Roosevelt, the president.
Odor the tugboat. Now, see there, the Theodore tugboat. That's our little local content.
There you go.
Look at that.
Right. Normally, I would close the show, but I've got a professional radio personality to close it out, so I'm going to let Tom close out the show today.
You've been listening to Fry Your Chickens with Phil Barth. For a written transcript of tonight's program, write down everything you just heard. No chickens were actually fried during the filming of this program. Good night. Drive safely.